Hi! So recently I've been ill for quite a long time and it gave me a lot of time to think. So I came to the conclusion that I actually have a worst enemy, and in my PhD journey my worst enemy, that's myself. Now I think it all started years ago, but when I applied to this PhD position, I remember thinking that I had absolutely no chance to actually get in it. And I filled on the application form, I wrote the application essay and everything. And I remember thinking, well, at least it's gonna be good practice, right? I'm just gonna give it a go. But in all honesty, I did not expect anything to come from it. And unexpectedly I was actually invited for an interview, and I already was like, oh, that's a bit worrying, but I'm gonna give it a go as well. At the very least, it is good practice. So I went into the interview, and again, I wasn't really expecting anything from it because I just didn't think that I had what it takes. And then when I got the email afterwards that told me that I was being offered the PhD position, I almost panicked because I felt that I was not ready to do this. I thought I wasn't quite smart enough. I thought that they completely misread me, and that I was kind of lying my way into this whole thing. And I learned later that this is actually a thing a lot of people have, and it's called imposter syndrome. So I don't feel particularly smart, and when I started my PhD again, I thought, oh my god, everybody is so smart and hardworking, and I'm not. I'm not. So I felt I'm living a lie here, and one day they're all going to find out. So, and apparently this is called imposter syndrome, and I think I'm going to make another video in the future talking a bit more about that. But right now I just want to continue my journey a bit further. This feeling actually doesn't go away. I still feel like I'm an absolute fraud and I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. It doesn't help that throughout this journey, throughout my PhD, I keep encountering really difficult problems and things that I look at and I can't see immediately what I'm meant to do. And that could be forms that I need to fill in that I don't understand what they're asking me. It could be even certain words that I don't understand, certain papers that I don't understand, certain statistics that I don't understand. And it just feels like yeah, I should not be here, because otherwise I would know all this stuff, right? And it's difficult, but I've learned over time that it's very good to keep asking, especially my supervisors. And what I've learned is that it's not even uncommon that my supervisors themselves don't immediately know the answer. Sometimes we look at forms together, because I've tried figuring out what it means. I went all over the internet to Google it, and I give it to my supervisors, and I'm like, okay, this is really embarrassing, but they're going to know the answer, and then they don't. And it kind of gives you that feeling back a little bit that there's these really incredibly smart people that also do not know everything. But obviously there's other things that make me sometimes feel like I shouldn't be where I am. For example, when I get ill, which I've been ill for quite a bit, and obviously, you're really tired and you're really exhausted. You're sitting on the couch, you may be watching TV, the laptop is right over there, and you think, I might as well do some work. Now the problem is that when I'm ill, I actually can't concentrate. So I would be making mistakes, and I get tired incredibly easily. I usually sleep a lot when I'm ill. But I still feel so guilty for being ill, even though there is absolutely no reason. The university is great at supporting me when I'm unwell and I need time off. But it's just myself. that feels guilty about it. Another thing that is a problem with myself is that I sometimes feel like the stuff I put out just isn't up to scratch either. For example, I'm currently working on designing a survey, and it's mostly finished, it's online, and I just don't like the way it looks. You know, I want it to look nicer and more pleasing, and it just doesn't look the way I want it to. It is probably fine, but personally I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I just don't like the look of it. And I think that's just personally me, that I am a perfectionist and I want to be better and I want to be smarter and I want to be more perfect than I actually am. So I realized the other day that I am myself my worst enemy in this PhD journey. I'll be working on it. I hope to see you again soon. Bye!